Hey guys. My last video, some people responded about their having died this lifetime and yet still being here somehow. And so I thought I would share with you all the ways I've died this lifetime. I mean, why the hell not? Hey, and the good news is at least I've got this going on for me. Um, with everything that's happened to me, I can certainly say that it's been one hell of a ride. So, nothing so spectacular about my deaths, though really it's really my life that's been fucking weird. But anyway, they were, most of them uneventful and some embarrassing. I'm even going to tell you my embarrassing way I died. It kind of sucked. But really it didn't. I don't know. I mean, if you're out there and this has happened to you before, that you've died in this lifetime and yet you're still free in here, it's a very weird feeling. And those it's happened to will be able to relate to this, how it's almost like nothing happened or it didn't matter. It was inconsequential. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it as, I don't know. You just don't care about it, right? Am I right, you guys out there, that this has happened to you? You don't care because you're here and whatever you left behind. Most of it, number one, you got here anyway. I mean, nothing really changes for us, but which is why it's like the whole thing's freaking weird because, like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, how could you remember dying and yet here you are? So, anyway, I just thought I would tell y'all today, like, what happened to me in this lifetime, what I remember, and maybe a little bit about some other people, and also, if this video quality sucks, I don't know why. So, if anybody could tell me, I would appreciate it, because I got this microphone. It's a lavalier microphone that, like, somebody on the internet said, this was one of the best ones, and yet, like, I have to do, like, 5 or 6 sound checks, and then, it may be buzzing, it may not, when this video is done, and I'm not gonna redo it. So if it's buzzing, I'm freaking sorry. I don't know how to fix it. If you do, please tell me, and then I'll make it better in the future. I don't want to just, like, buy a new mic if there's nothing wrong with the mic. If it's something about, that I can do to my computer, some adjustment I'm not making or something. I don't know. But anyway, so if you know how I can fix that problem if this video is buzzing, please let me know, because I really need to fix that problem. Sorry. And I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background too. But I had to lock him out, or else he'll bark in here and want to go out like every 2 minutes. And I didn't let him out the other day, and he was barking to get out. And I didn't jump right away because I thought he was just wanting to run in and out. And he's an older dog, and he barked and he peed, and I felt bad because he knew he couldn't pee in the house, and he felt bad, and so then I felt bad, so I just put him outside, and he really wants back in, so I'm sorry if you can hear him barking. Okay, those are all my apologies about my sucky video. Now let me tell you, what the hell we all came here for. So, like, the first time I remember dying in this lifetime was 2012. And like I said in my last video, it took me a long time to remember um that actually happening. And when people were saying we all died in 2012, I was like, ah, that's crazy. Um, a lot of things I've learned in the last couple years or remembered actually, were things that I kind of would have thought were completely crazy. Um, the super soldier stuff, like people taking me and making me work, like I would have thought that's crazy. And the way they mind control you, it's not like people think about mind control, that somebody weak can be brainwashed like in a cult or something. It's not that kind of mind control. Um, I have a very strong mind, and um, I've actually been in some organizations like that that were infiltrated, and saw the changeover happening and went, nah, this ain't what you profess it to be, and I left. But so I've seen that kind of stuff, and I don't fall for that. This is not that kind of mind control. This is some kind of weird mind control where you are completely, almost like zombified. It's just like the movies, when like a UFO tractor beams on somebody, and then they're like just frozen or do whatever they're told, just like totally mindlessly. This is like a total takeover. This isn't like I said, like just some cult brainwashing or something. This is a total takeover of you that you have no control over. Um, and so, like, that kind of stuff, I wouldn't have believed, you know, um, that it was happening, and yet it was happening to me. Um, so, yeah, it took me a while to remember the 2012 death. And, like, there were people online saying we all died in 2012, and I was like, oh, these people. Oh, these poor people. They don't know. They're like, I don't know what's wrong with them. And then I remembered 2012, and I was at work. I had my own company, and we had a place out back where we had a big veranda where we could go out and gather and eat lunch and hang out and talk and smoke and drink coffee or drinks or whatever, have snacks. And it was really like one of the favorite, places, obviously. And I was walking out the back door. I remember it perfectly. Now that my memories have returned on that. I guess, I don't know why it takes some people longer and not others. Like those people that were already saying we all died in 2012. I don't know how or why, they got memories. And now, later I do, or some other people do. And I guess later, maybe even other people are going to remember. But, there's really not much to tell. I was at work. I was walking out the back door to go to that veranda. And I was, I was halfway turning, twisting my body to reach back and grab the door, but I was facing outside and reaching behind me to like close the door, kind of twisting my body a little bit. And as I was looking out toward the veranda, I just saw a huge white light coming at me. There was no time to think. I don't think there was a thought in my head. There just wasn't time. There was a huge light, white light, and then it was that was it. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it coming toward me, but it was going so fast that, like, by the time you saw it, you didn't have time to even form a thought before it was over. And of course, for me, like I said, because I didn't remember, and I had been saying all this stuff about, the world's gonna end on 2012. I had been saying that was bullshit, really. But it turns out not so much. So that was my first one, was the December 2012 thing. Like I said, pretty uneventful. There was no time for a thought, nothing. It was just white light, and then it was over. Apparently, I didn't notice, and or jumped universes or whatever the hell happens. And anyway, here the hell I am. Why, what, how, I don't know. But anyway, that was one. Another one was just a heart attack. Okay, so like no big deal, no nothing. And if this is happening to you too, let me know. One thing is, I can't remember any pain associated with the deaths themselves, like the heart attack. I know I had one. I know that's what happened. I see it, I remember it, but it's weird that I don't feel it, 'cause maybe it's just not enough memory has returned yet. I don't know, but I don't feel it, like like how you can remember pain. I don't remember any pain with it. I remember the heart attack, and I know that it happened, and I remember it happening. And I don't know anything that happened after that. And what's weird is I haven't given a crap. What happened with my property, who got what happened with the estate. I don't know. And I really don't care. And I guess that's because I'm sitting in it. Like, it's pretty hard not to care when you're sitting in it, So it's like you really didn't lose it. But I know that I did. I don't know. It's freaking weird. But then, okay, so there was the 2012. There was the heart attack. I choked on something. I can't even remember what I choked on, but here's the weird thing. Sometimes, like, it happens to you, and, you guys out there that this has happened to, let me know about this one too. Did this happen for you? In that some of them, like, it happens here in real time, but you escape it, but in another dimension you didn't. 'Cause that's what happened with the heart attack and with these other two I'm fixing to tell you. Is that, like, I really was having a heart attack, but in this universe where I'm at right now, instead of dying or whatever, I, ran in there, got my cayenne pepper and took it, and took some magnesium and some aspirin, and I pulled out of it. But in the other universe, I didn't. trying to remember if I took my stuff. You know what? I might have in that other universe just like not taken the stuff and just been too tired or whatever and laid down. Um, but anyway, so if you've experienced that where like it happened here and you escaped it, but there you didn't, 'cause that happened like in all three of these last ones. So, like the heart attack, I really was. I took my stuff. The second one, I choked on something and I was here by myself. But here in this universe, I actually did freaking Heimlich like on myself. I don't even know how you do that. So, like, I don't even know how I'm here, because how do you, is that a thing? Heimliching yourself? I did it. I don't know. I don't know, but I do know that I was choking. I was by myself. It scared the crap out of me. And, I kind of Heimlicked myself, just like pushing really hard and fast on that area and, like hitting myself kind of to get that stuff up and like I was like leaning over. I jumped up. I was sitting down, so I jumped up and, I tried to get a little bit of air, enough to cough it out, but I just couldn't draw that much air, and I was afraid I was going to suck it deeper in by trying to get air. So all I could do was try to hit myself and try to lean over and hit and push it out. So, like I was pressing up under, the rib cage in the front. How you Heimlich, you know? And, so that was number 3, was I choked on something. And, the other one, okay, this is my last one, and it's the really embarrassing one, so I saved it for last for you guys. Here's your bonus clip, okay? So my last one, and y'all better share if y'all have some embarrassing ones too, because, I deserve it for sharing this with you. So my last one, I vagaled out on the toilet. So for those of you who don't know what that means, sometimes people die on the toilet because, when you go to the restroom, there's a nerve that gets stimulated. It's called the vagus nerve. And, sometimes when the vagus nerve gets stimulated, it will, like cause you to die. And they call it vagaling out in the medical community. If you die from a vagus nerve reaction on the toilet, they call it vagaling out. And, so that's what my most embarrassing one was, is that I vagaled out on the toilet. And like, you would think that'd be kind of upsetting for somebody, and I don't know. I think that is my most upsetting death, just because, geez, come on, really? Like, life hasn't been bad enough for me. I have to vagal out on the toilet and be found like that, for real. But that's what happened. And, here, I went through that too. I was having, a reaction. I was feeling sick, and I just remember, and it was so weird and I called my sister and I was like, okay, you're gonna think I'm completely crazy now. And she was like, no, it won't. What? And I was like, well, okay, remember the other day when I told you I was sick? I was really sick. And she goes, yeah. And, I was like, I think I died. And she was like, oh no, really? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, what happened? So I told her. And then she goes, oh my. And I'm like, what? And she goes, I can't tell you. You're not going to believe me. And I was like, of course I will. What? And she goes, okay, so I think I died too. I was like, shut up. When? I said, was it the other day when you were sick? And she goes, yep. So here's the really messed up thing. I don't know if me and her were both in the same verse when we died. If we were, then we died like within a day or two of each other, which really sucks for the family that was left behind over there. Because shortly after that, my brother died. Now, he's one of those that it happened to him and he doesn't even know it. But me and my sister knew it. It's weird how we both knew that. When I called her and said, hey, you know how we died and we're here though? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, I think our brother died. And she was like, oh wow, you know what? This is crazy. I was thinking the same thing. And I was like, oh my God, that's nuts. Like, we both knew that he had died. And then, even stranger, is a couple days after that, I was like, okay, death seems to be running in our family right now. We all seem to be doing this thing, whatever it is, is anything else going on? And she goes, you won't believe it. I said, what? She said her son got up. He was staying over at her house. And she said he got up and, came in there and told her, man, I feel like I died last night. And she said she didn't say anything to him because he doesn't know and believe, stuff that we do. He doesn't have memories. Even though we know some stuff about him, I guess his mother doesn't tell him because he doesn't believe or something. Maybe, I don't know, maybe she's giving him time. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, so it was like me and my sister, my brother, my nephew. And I felt like after that, one of my nieces. And then I made another jump and it seemed like nobody died for a while. So I don't know if we're all like evacuated out of there and over to here, because definitely where I'm at right now is better. I mean, excuse me, sorry. This place is better, but it still sucks, but oh my, you can't even imagine where I came from. Like, the horribleness of the society. If you think this one's bad, oh Lord, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh my God, the insanity over there was, and I think that's what it was. It was like a mass exodus or a mass evacuation or something. And what's weird is like, in some of them, like the 2012 thing, that was like done on purpose. I think it was nuclear, and, yeah, so is there gonna be a nuclear war here? Yeah, it already happened, so yeah, definitely. um, but, so those guys wanted to do that, and so they, did their nuclear shit. They killed us all. They got what they wanted, But look, we did too, because we're in a better place. Like, really, literally. Um, Now, why we're not going home and we just keep jumping is another interesting issue. And I know, okay, I know for me personally, and this isn't true for everyone. Look, there's a lot of people on this planet for a lot of different reasons and coming from a lot of different places. You can believe that or you can not believe that. It's okay. I mean, I've not believed some stuff before. I told you. But, there are a lot of people here for a lot of different reasons. And, one of the reasons people are here is they came to help at this particular time. Some people came just to observe, some came to learn, some came just like on vacation, like I gotta see this shit. um, so, like, there's, people from all kinds of different places came here for all different kinds of reasons. And they jumped in human bodies and they've been here all along. So are there aliens among us? Yes. Why freak out? We've been here a long time. It's okay. There's good ones, there's bad ones, whatever. So, some of us, like myself, came here on a particular mission to do some particular stuff. And, like, all I had to do was do my mission and go home. So why didn't I go home? Well, I guess apparently my mission's not over. This must be part of the mission, which is why I not only think, but I have a sense within me, like a knowing that we're like collapsing these dimensions down. And I feel like it's almost like what happened was, an expansion in numbers of dimensions operating at the same time. Like there was like a mini expansion of this bubble of dimensions that like people of Earth are going through. There's like this expansion of those dimensions in which, I guess we were in many of them because we remember those deaths and we're here. So it's like a collapsing down of that. It's like it expanded out and went to too many dimensions, and then now it's going back down. We're collapsing those down, and that's why I feel like we're not going home. Because I know for a fact, where I'm going when I get done here. I know where home is. I, remember before I came here, the agreements I made, all of that kind of stuff. So, sorry about that. So I remember all of that, those agreements before I came here and what I came here for. And so I think this, collapsing down and stuff is like part of that mission. Because I know for a fact where I'm going when I get out of here, because I know where I came from. I do talk to my people from back home. I do see them. I do talk to them. I do, know that that's where I'm going. Because I remember everything. It's like if you, left for work, when you get off where you're going home to. That's the same thing here, but, and most of the time death is when you leave, but, we're having these deaths that aren't deaths, which is weird, because like I mentioned in my last video, that's what it says in the Bible, men will seek death and not find it. And when you read that before all this weirdness started happening, you kind of wondered, well, how is that going to happen that men seek death and can't find it? But, here it is happening. So, anyway, I guess I've rambled on for long enough, but I just wanted to share with you guys. I'd said that, I died in this lifetime. And so I just wanted to share with you guys what happened and how that happened. And, so share your stories with me. Tell me what the hell, who's gone through this? What aspects of it fit with you? Like, that something was happening here and there, and here you escaped it, there you didn't. Or, do you not have any pain associated with those memories and stuff like me? Or do you have pain? Which I don't. I mean, how is it for you? What does it look like? Let me know, and, let me know if you want me to keep sharing. I'm hoping that it helps to make somebody feel like they're not crazy, because you're not. The shit's really happening. Okay? Alright, so this has been long enough. I'm gonna go, guys. I appreciate you coming to see me here on these videos. I appreciate your comments and stuff. I hope this helps you find some stability and sanity. And I love you all.